guys, welcome to Critically Awesome. My name is Trent. This is my lovely wife Tiffany, and we just saw the movie Suicide Squad. So, what'd you think, Tiff?
I liked it. I'm not as up to date with DC as
Well, I absolutely loved it also myself. I myself would love to see just a movie about Joker and Harley Quinn. I think that would be fantastic. What do you think about that?
I think that would be a good movie. Batman wasn't in Suicide Squad as much as I thought he was going to be.
I'm alright with that though. I don't think Batman needs to be in a movie about bad guys.
To be honest, I wasn't looking forward to it. I'm glad he wasn't in it.
I was glad that the Flash was in it though. That was really cool to see his debut.
That
See
was
him
cool.
actually talk this time. Well, he did talk in Batman v Superman.
And in the beginning, how it kind of went off of Batman versus Superman.
Yes, that was awesome too. It was right after the events of Batman v Superman, which made it even better. It just like tied in to the whole. You just know that the DC universe is starting to ramp up and it's starting to become just as good, if not better, than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh my gosh, Marvel haters love me.
I still like Marvel better.
Marvel is good.
This is the only DC film that I was actually excited to see.
I was really excited to see Batman v Superman because I've always wanted to see that as a kid. Batman and Superman together as one.
I've never liked Superman, so.
I don't know. I'm level 1 I'm just kidding. What are some of the things that stood out to you in this movie? I think the relationship between Harley Quinn and Joker, how they were just, it didn't revolve around
I
that.
like how it went on like a backstory.
Exactly, like we didn't need an origin film for every single person of Suicide Squad. We got several different films basically all into one, and it tied up very good. Like, I think the funny part about it was Slipknot didn't last very long. Spoilers, by the way, guys. But it also showed the wit of Captain Boomerang. If you don't know who Captain Boomerang is, he's actually one of he's the Flash's villain. He's a guy who uses boomerangs and throws them, and he robs banks and stuff like that.
He's not that exciting.
It's not exciting, but he's not, terrible.
No, he's not terrible. It's just not exciting.
He's funny. His outfit in the comics is quite ridiculous, but they made him a very likable character in this movie. So there's that. And then we've got Enchantress, who ended up being the main villain of the movie.
I thought she was gonna be one of the Suicide Squad people, but no.
That's what they were leading up for us to believe, but she ended up being the main villain. And I'm pretty sure her brother is Ares, but I'm not sure, so don't hold me to that. I'm going to look up more into it, and we're going to be talking about it in tonight's podcast. But by the time this gets uploaded, it might be after the podcast. I don't know. We'll find out. But if you watch How I Met Your Mother, you know where that came from. Oh my gosh, this movie was an amazing movie. I'm looking forward to more DC films for sure. Justice League, they had a lot of Easter eggs for Justice League in the movie.
To me, the ending was slightly disappointing.
Which part of it?
The part where they didn't get their freedom like I thought they were going to.
Well,
That's disappointing.
they're the Suicide Squad. They're the most dangerous people in the world. She did not promise them freedom.
She did.
She promised.
She did.
No. She promised them time off of their sentence. We was just all hoping that they would get it, but they're the worst of the worst.
Well, whenever you
Now,
have a
granted-
free lifetime sentence, 10 years is nothing.
Yeah. Now, granted,
So they technically got nothing.
Harley Quinn did get her freedom from what we have seen.
Well,
She got freed by the Joker, and oh my God, the Joker.
he was really good as the Joker. He really was.
I love Jared Leto, regardless. Jared Leto he's a part of one of my favorite bands, and which is 30 Seconds to Mars, if you didn't know. And his laugh literally gave me goosebumps. Every time he laughed, I got goosebumps from him. And Margot Robbie, by the way, who plays Harley Quinn, is the perfect Harley Quinn. She's just as witty. She sounds just like Harley Quinn in the animated series. And she is just as crazy, if not crazier, than the Joker is in the movie. And I love that about her. I love Margot Robbie. If you guys remember our podcast of our top 5 actresses, Margot Robbie was one of them. And this movie shows why. It shows her acting ability, how crazy she really can be. But if you watch The Wolf of Wall Street, she's very cunning. And, well, I guess in Suicide Squad she's cunning also. So,
Speaking of the characters, Will Smith. He probably wouldn't be somebody I would pick to do Deadshot, but he did a pretty good job.
I have to agree, like, he did better than I was expecting him to be. If you remember, I was like, well, this is going to be a total shitstorm because I didn't want to see Will Smith. He just didn't portray the Deadshot that I was
He actually
expecting.
did a pretty good job.
He did a decent job.
I didn't say he did an amazing job. He did a pretty good job as Deadshot.
Most of the movie was Will Smith as Deadshot. Like, that was most of the movie was Deadshot and Friends. That's what they should have called it.
It was more. I think it focused more on Harley Quinn, the Joker, and Deadshot. All the other ones were kind of just bonus. You got to learn their backgrounds and what happened to all of them, why they're in prison and everything. But it focused more on Deadshot and Harley Quinn than anything else.
Yeah, and I didn't really like that, but you know, it was still. I'm taking away more happiness from this than whenever I saw Star Wars. Because if you remember Star Wars, I was complaining a lot about some of the things in Star Wars that we could have seen. Yet, Rotten Tomatoes gave Star Wars a 98% rating versus what they're doing with Suicide Squad and basically anything from Warner Brothers or DC Universe. They're giving it like 38 or lower. Now, granted, Suicide Squad had a higher rating on Rotten Tomatoes than Batman v Superman. Both movies still ended up being good, and in my opinion, just as good as Star Wars. What do you think?
Well, I didn't grow up watching Star Wars like you did, so I actually really liked the new Star Wars. You know how I am with movies. I like newer things.
Yeah. So,
I love the old Star Wars. I really do.
We're gonna get on to our ratings. What would you rate this movie, Tiffany?
Well, I was really excited to see this movie. I was really excited for this to come out, and
Did it live up to your expectations?
It did. I would give it a 9, maybe a 10.
Or on A through F scale? A? Okay, A plus?
Yeah,
Okay. So, would you recommend other people to see it?
I would.
Okay.
Well, anybody who likes these kinds of movies, I would. I wouldn't recommend somebody like Melissa.
For those of you who don't know, Melissa is her best friend.
She doesn't like the same things that we do.
I'm gonna give it an A, not an A plus, but I'm gonna give it an A. About and if I was to give it a percentage scale, I would give it a good 85 to 90%. I would definitely recommend anybody to see this movie. It's funny, it's witty, it's got scary moments, it's got funny moments, it's got
Suspenseful moments.
yes, a lot of action and a lot of comedy. So it's got a whole bunch of good things
Well, it
wrapped
doesn't
up
have a
into one.
lot of comedy, but it has just enough for an action movie like this.
Mm-hmm. It's not as joying, carefree as any of the Marvel movies, but it's a good step in the right direction for DC. That's for sure. So, on that note, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. This was our post-movie review of Suicide Squad with my wife Tiffany, and of course me, Trent. Anyway, so I'm going to sign off here. Guys, we will see you tonight on our podcast. We are going to be talking, me and Garrett are going to be talking about Suicide Squad, and probably a little bit more. We'll probably talk about the future of DC and what we're excited for. So anyways, guys, my name is Trent. Stay awesome, guys.